De gasten voor vandaag in deze wedstrijd, de Black Sheep Honey Rollers. Playing in yellow with number 08, Lucky Lady. Number 13, Kill Bill. Number 157, Skunk and Jamsy. Number 18, Fucking Bam. 1970, Derby Harry. Number 202, Miss B. Ray. Number 23, Mad Max. Number 38, Megan Tate. Number 42, Pandemonium. Number 72, Beauty Case. Also Captain. And number 77, Yona Anaconda. And these are the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. Some of the people playing their first game, but as a team, they are both playing for the second time. So be prepared for roller derby in its beginning phases. That means a lot of hot mess. Okay. We don't have a really clear view of the gem line, but I see number 157, Skunk and Jamsy, getting ready for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers.
And the Reckoning from the Aces of Fate.
And of course, both teams start this jam with all the players on track. And the jammer with the star on the helmet is the one scoring points in this game. But in their first passage through the pack, they are not scoring points yet. They become a lead jammer if you are the first to get out of the pack. The first penalty call is for exterminate gameplay direction. And now Skunk and Jamsy is also finishing her first passage through the pack. jammer, he has a right to call off the jam before the maximum of 2 minutes is up. And he does that now, so he makes sure that the other team is not scoring any points, while he has put up 9 points for the Aces of Pain.
This is Marina's first game. First time as a jammer and an jammer.
And jammer for Black Sheep Honey Rollers is a bucking bam, and the bucking bam sitting down in the penalty box for a cutting the track penalty.
We call this a power jam for the Aces of Pain.
And that means that Aces of Pain have all their blockers to focus on helping their jammer, or in this case getting ready for the jammer of the Black Sheep Honey Rollers to return to the track. And a penalty is 30 seconds, and the time starts as soon as your buttocks sit down on the bench. And Black Sheep Honey Rollers now with 2 blockers in the penalty box, 2 blockers on track trying to help out their jammer bucking band.
Now 19 points already for Pussy Riot. First time jamming and doing pretty well. Shows a lot of agility.
And another penalty for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. Oh, Mad Max did not go to the penalty box quick enough, so gets another penalty for not responding soon enough. And Pussy Riot in the meantime calls off the jam, making sure that no points get awarded to the team in yellow. And this is a 32-point jam. That is amazing. And audience who has never seen a roller derby match game bows before. Okay, so this is pretty complicated when you look at it first, right? So that jammer needs to get through, and they can use their upper body to do so. And lead jammer is now assessed to number 1713, Gillyweed, first game as well. And cutting the track is now called on Skunk and Jamsy.
That's another power jam for the Aces of Pain.
And we see Gillyweed moving back, because when you are hit out, you are not allowed to gain any position outside of the lines, outside of the track. And so you have to return on the track behind the person or persons who were in front of you when you went out of bounds, as it is called. And everybody back on track. 4 blockers each. And Gillyweed trying to push through, has a 1-on-1 pass and hits through on the second scoring pass. And with the jammer in the pack, that's 5 points, because you score a point for every opponent you pass in a scoring pass. And now Skunk and Jamsy also through, and that was her first pass, and Gilly Weed gets the sign from the bench to call up the jam. She does so, making sure no points are scored, so that keeps the Black Sheep Honey Rollers on 0 points on the board. If you are cheering for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers, they can use your help. Who is cheering for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers? And who is cheering for the Aces of Pain? Next up, Hard Limit and Bucking Band jamming with the Aces of Pain. Nice Bucking Band jumping sooner to get out.
This is the first time we got the jammer status, right? Good hit?
But closely followed. Oh, nice hit there by Yona Anaconda. Making sure no points are scored in this jam. And you see, cheering them on helps. 3 points for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. But again, closely followed by the jammer from Aces of Pain. And again, a nice hit there in turn 2 by one of the blockers from Black Sheep Honey Rollers, making sure that they do not score any points, or they get no points against. So another 4 points for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers.
A nice agility from the jammer, just swerve through there.
Definitely, and that is what you need as a jammer.
It's interesting if you take a look at Gilly Reed, who is up for the Aces of Pain. She tends to use more force to get through the pack. You see that they've got a different style to get through.
Yeah, different style. Pushers or jukers. Jammer for the team in yellow. Bucking Band jamming. Gilly Weed almost a little more than half a lap behind. But now Bucking Band needs to pass that defense by Jupiler, making sure there were the least points possible, in this case 3 points added to the score of the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. A team timeout called by the Aces of Pain. Teams have 3 team timeouts during the game, and they have an official review per half, per period. Official review has not been used yet in this game, and then team timeout is 1 minute. 1 minute to discuss, to get alle neuzen in dezelfde richting again. And
it was a strong start from the Aces of Pain, but we've seen the Black Sheep Honey Rollers have been getting lead and scoring points the last 2 jams. That's 4 jams, right?
That's 3 or 4 jams, yeah. 3 jams. Last 3 jams, Black Sheep Honey Rollers were lead and put points on the board and kept the Aces of Pain at their score. That was already 53 points, so there is still quite a gap between the 2 teams. But if this holds up, the Aces of Pain have a game to work through.
I think it's going to be a tight game. It's certainly too early to tell.
Yes. With another 20 minutes in this period, and then halftime of about 15 minutes, and then another 30 minutes of gameplay. So a full game is 2 times 30 minutes, and every jam is a maximum of 2 minutes And it can be shorter if the lead jammer calls off the jam. And have you noticed already how the jam is called off? 2 hands to the hips repeatedly. And exterminate lead jammer for the Aces of Pain.
This is the first time we see her jamming this game. It's also first time happening the Aces of Pain. It's a power jam in favor of the Aces of Pain.
Oh, nice start there of offense. As Terminator thought she was clear because one blocker dropped to the floor, but there was a cutting the track penalty assessed. So switch out of the jammers in the penalty box because there is no game when there is no jammers. So the only penalty that can be cut short is a jammer penalty when the other jammer comes to the box. Megan Singh back on track, jamming for Black Sheep Honey Rollers. Oh, and really nice work there, stepping through, falling down, but getting up and then finding the holes. And Exterminate back on track, so not any power jam anymore. Oh, nice work there for Megan Singh. So we started this jam with the lead jammer for the Aces of Pain, but now
Once you're in the box, right, you no longer let call off the jam.
yeah,
You have to play the full 2 minutes.
you lose your lead jammer status when you get a penalty. So this jam now lasted 2 minutes, and that was an even. Is that an even jam, or is there 3 more points for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers? I think so. Yep. A win for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. Really nice. Both jammers went to the penalty box in this jam, but still, this jam was won by the Black Sheep Honey Rollers.
So lead jammer isn't everything.
Nope, definitely not.
I think it's easy to talk about the jammers, those are the ones we tend to root for. But we see in the purple helmet, Ace of Pain, first time blocking, and Pussy Riot, first time blocking as well.
And as a blocker, you do offense, for example.
Successfully.
Yeah.
That's called a train, right?
Some teams call it that, some call it a sweep. There's different names for it. And hard limit finds the hole, pushes through, and the teams, both teams have to stay in, as they call in English, close proximity. So you can't be all stretched out. The link between the 2 teams cannot be more than 10 feet. So this is now on the edge of still sticking together. Oh, nice tiptoeing there on the inside line by Sunken Janzi. Sunken Janzi just finished her initial pass, and Hard Limit knows it, scores the point, calls off the jam. And that's 19 points for Hard Limit, making 81 against 22 at this moment.
I always like it when we see big jammers that rely on agility instead of force because it's interesting footwork. And successful, judging by the 19 points.
Definitely. And we see Buckingham back on track with the star on the helmet. Nice inside. Lead jammer.
Jammer every time she's down so far.
It sure looks like it. Yep. And Buckingham back on the track. The reckoning also gets pushed out by the blockers in yellow. And a little distraction there, but makes it possible for the reckoning to also score points. Oh, nice job there. time, even though the reckoning did a little apex hop there, it was right after the fourth whistle, and that's the end signal of the jam. 4 whistles. Yeah, I don't know if you ever tried reffing and whistling.
Once on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Not a very good whistler. I got lessons.
Yeah, you really need to take lessons to use that whistle. You need to use your tongue.
Yes, I didn't know that. So there's something coming out of my whistle.
Good practice. Tongue action. Okay, action, back on track. And Pussy Riot listens to the coach. Although out first, she passed, she did not pass one of the blockers legally. She passed them while they were down. And you have to pass all blockers legally to become a lead jammer.
Go, go, go! Power jam!
A power jam, but this time in favor of the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. First power jam.
Come on, go!
And that means that the blockers in yellow can now all help. Oh, nice hit by Jupiler.
Come on!
And Skunk and Jamsey is pulled back because she has to enter the track legally. And Lucky Lady is smart. She goes and blocks Jupiler to try and keep her own jammer safe, but in the meantime, cutting the track penalty call on Skunk and Jamsey, and you saw that she got back on the track right in front of that one blocker, and originally that blocker was in front of her when she left the track, so that's a cutting the track penalty.
We're going to play for the full 2 minutes now.
Jammer swap in the penalty box. As soon as the second jammer sits, the first jammer is released. So that's the only time that a penalty can be shorter than 30 seconds, because we need a game. We need a jammer to have a game. Uh, 13 minutes left on the clock in this period. 88 against 30 points. 53 points between these two teams. And we see Buckingham back on track jamming for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. That was a power start, but in the meantime, Riot back on track and is out first legally is lead jammer. That was a very easy pass for Pussy Riot. The blockers for Black Sheep Honey Rollers were a bit distracted because there was a penalty call and everybody was looking if it was theirs. Pussy Riot through for another 5 points. Buckingham back on track. Nice line work there. Stay in bounds. Mad Max gives a shove to the outside and forces the call off by Pussy Riot, because Pussy Riot wants to make sure there's no points for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers in this jam. Sponsors!
Yes, well, actually Pussy Riot this morning was so excited for the game that she dropped her wrist guard while running for the train. Now, if she needs a new one, she can go to one of our sponsors, the Derby Shop, supplying everybody with their roller derby gear. Derby Shop, because roller derby saves your soul, direct all your gear.
And the Derby Shop, you can find them online, but also in a brick and mortar shop in Amsterdam. And in the meantime, lead jammer for Hard Limits. And for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers, Pandemonium is trying her best to get through. Hard Limit, look, is from the inside to the outside, is forced over the pandemonium, still on the first pass, the initial pass as it's called, and Jupiler. And that's always tough, a tough one to pass. Hard limit, second scoring pass done. Sorry, that was the first scoring pass. That's the second scoring pass for hard limit. Oh, and Pandemonium now manages to get out of the pack, finishing their initial pass. And hard limit on his way to a very easy scoring pass there. That inside completely open by his blockers.
Nice offense from the blockers.
Yeah, no contact for the jammer. That's always the nicest scoring passes. You can just skate.
Not my favorite to watch, to be honest.
No, of course.
Like the heavy offense.
Oh, it's beautiful to see offense work so perfectly. So I don't know if you have noticed, but the blockers can be either playing offense, they help their own jammer, and mostly they play defense, make it hard for the other jammer. Exterminate out as lead jammer for the Aces of Pain. And Skunk and Jamsey about half a lap behind Exterminate. Exterminate enters the pack and kind of enters Megan Sane as well and calls off the jam from the floor. And that was a scoreless jam. Double donut, 0-0. 2 wheels, whatever you call it. 8 minutes and a half left on the clock. Black Sheep Honey Rollers start with the one blocker in the box, as mentioned, from the blocker in the penalty box, making their blockers on track sure, hey, you need to get off track. With that 1 foot landing outside of the track and then keep continuing on. She passed people outside of the track. Big hit there on Buckingham. Buckingham has been jamming a lot for the Black Pony Rollers and is visibly trying to catch her breath.
Go, go, go! Come on!
This is going to be a 2-minute jam, yes, because Pussy Riot probably jammer and then got sent to the penalty box.
Come on, Black Sheep, go, go, go!
Yeah. And again, Buckingham pushed over that inside line. And those are the toughest moments for a jammer. Being hit out all the time and even also with falling down, having to get up again. It's very tiresome. But is able to put points on the board. Also, Pussy Riot with an easy pass there. Oh, you pilot. Very quick to go to the front, but Buckingham is not fooled by his slick moves and moves around. Yeah.
A lot of agile footwork.
Very good work from both jammers and also all the blockers on track. 12 points for the Aces of Pain in this jam, 9 points for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. Makes this 124 against a 39. And jamming now the Reckoning and Skunk and Jamsey. Sunken Jamsey being pulled back all the way to the jammer line. The reckoning out first, lead jammer for the Aces of Pain. Now Sunken Jamsey also finishing her initial pass. And with the Aces of Pain, two blockers on track, enough to do offense to help their jammer get out, and right when the jammer is in front or almost in front, calls off the jam. 3 points. So one blocker was not passed.
Another team timeout for the Aces of Spain.
And if you look at the scoreboard, you can see a lot of things on that scoreboard. You of course see the points. In between you see the points per jam. And on the left you see the time for that period. And you see the P1, that's period 1. J15, Jam 15. There's now a team timeout. You see that little pinkish box on, and black dots next to the points of the Aces of Pain flickering. And you see the seconds exactly at 1 minute. We heard that whistle. That was the end of the team timeout. And then there is 30 seconds to start the next jam. Every time between jams there is 30 seconds to line up your skaters. And that's the same after a team timeout.
And it's going to be an easy lineup this time for the Aces of Pain, because they only have to put 2 blockers on track. If you look at the penalty box, 2 people are serving out their penalties still.
And we haven't seen it yet, but there's always one blocker with a stripe on their helmet. That's the one that's called the pivot. We haven't seen anything happening with that yet. But the pivot is the only one touching the track for Buckingham. That means this is a power jam for the Aces of Pain. The inside's completely open there. And this is where we see some people have a little bit more experience than others. Because offense is usually not the first thing you learn. Defense is the most important thing first. Nice offense there from Exterminate, but it does result in a multiplayer block. That means that she was holding on to somebody while the jammer or another blocker was trying to pass through. You can push against each other, but you cannot hold each other. Grab and in that way prevent somebody from passing. Cut track penalty assessed to Max. Really weak pushing against that tripod of yellow. And now we hear the inside pack ref calling no pass. That means that the two teams are too far away from each other and they have to reform their pack as soon as possible. That was not happening, so there is a penalty assessed for failure to reform.
Yeah, nice!
Gilly Weed pushed over that inside line and tries again. Was able to take and now we see the Lovely Sparkles signaling for an official review. We see that O signal in the hand, official review. And we also should be seeing Yeah. Now it's on the right side, yeah. Aces of Pain, little dot now on the bottom there next to their score is flickering. That's the signal for the official review. And an official review. Can you tell us what an official review is for?
Yes, tell us.
Well, you get one for half. If your official review succeeds, you get two at the max. We're not allowed to speculate on what it's about.
But what is it for? What is an official review for?
You could be either contesting a penalty or points that were given
In the last jam.
only in the last
Yeah,
jam.
you can only discuss something in the jam that just happened, and usually it's something that happened with a jammer, because if you can get a penalty assessed on the other jammer, then you start the next jam in as a power jam, which is always an advantage. Or if you see a penalty assessed on your own jammer and you don't agree, you can try to contest it. Or if there is points added or no points added and you think there should be points added. For points, you don't always have to go for a full official review. You can also just walk to the ref and say, hey, I think there's points there. If they say, I don't know, do you want an official review? Then you should call an official review. The teams now hear the verdict, and we are asked to wait to tell the verdict until they are done.
For the rest, it's a nice moment. They can catch a breath. They've been skating every jam so far, so timeout's official review.
And hydrate.
Yes, very important.
So that was an official review called by the Aces of Pain because they wanted to contest the penalty assessed on Exterminate. That was a multiplayer block, and they argumented that the link was not challenged, but the referees stick with what it was, so the penalty stands. And Aces of Pain lose their official review.
But the challenge with multiplayer blocks is that it requires multiple players to make, but only one person gets the penalty.
And that's hit and quit it jam. Score the points, call the jam. That's it in a nutshell. We're getting to the end of period one. If during the halftime you have any questions, ask anybody who looks like a derby skater or ask us. They are always happy to tell you about roller derby. So if you have any questions about the rules, do not hesitate to ask me, my co-announcer, or anybody else wearing some sort of roller derby shirt or jacket. Next jam, Pussy Riot, the jammer. And another easy pass for Pussy Riot because of that nice offense on the inside, keeping that inside open. A nice hit there by Megan Saint on Pussy Riot. Forces Pussy Riot to enter the track again. And people following Kill Bill jamming for, oh, yep. Kill Bill assessed with cutting the track penalty, gaining advantage outside of the track boundaries. Oh, also cutting the track called Pussy Riot. So a jammer dropped in the penalty box. Kill Bill back on track. And now short power jam because the penalty, the duration of the first jammer sitting down is the same time that the second jammer has to sit for their penalty. And Pussy Riot makes use of that quick return on the track. Do you think Pussy Riot can top that 32 points jam? Nah, not with sitting in the penalty box.
She said in that jam, didn't she? The one after. So we're seeing some really strong walls, especially in the second half of this period from the Honey Rollers. So I don't expect them to see any 30-point jam anymore.
And that's the long rolling whistle, the signal of the end of the first period. There's a 15-minute break, and in about 15... En dat was het signaal dat de tweede helft gaat beginnen. The signal to start the second period. And then the 30-second start. We finished the first half with 157 points for Aces of Pain against 39 for Black Sheep Honey Rollers. And this first jam brings Esther Renee for the Aces of Pain as lead jammer. And still fighting to get out of the pack. And now able to finish her initial pass. Young champion Esther Renee was able to pass 2 blockers, so 2 points added to the score of Aces of Pain. While Pussy Riot finished her first scoring pass. Call off right before Buckingham entered the pack. So no points there for Black Sheep Honey Rollers.
If seeing all this makes you want to skate yourself, you can pick up a nice setup at Roller Wave, best skate shop in the Scheveningen, I think. Onlineskateshop.nl. The jammer set up the reckoning, and we've got something nasty from the Honey Roller. 0 points for both jammers.
A quick call off there by the jammer in blue when he saw the jammer for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers also entering the pack, and was soon enough to keep any points scored by the opponent, but also kept him from scoring any points. Next up, Hard Limit and Buckingham jamming. And Hard Limit lead jammer, again, Aces of Pain, first to get out of the pack. Buckingham fighting it out against Pussy Riot there. And Hard Limit in the meantime. And again, Buckingham is able to pass. Two scoring passes for the Aces of Pain makes 9 points. Are there any questions? Zijn er vragen over het spel, over de regels, wat er precies gebeurt? Kom gerust even hier over het hek heen hangen en stel je vragen, dan kunnen wij hem beantwoorden. Of vraag iemand in het publiek die die duidelijk ook een roller derby speler is, willen altijd graag vertellen over onze sport.
We see S terminate up against Skunk and Jamsey. S terminate using blocks for the queen, so it's quite interesting to see her make the jump as Jammer.
Forearm penalty though for exterminate with that hit against the blocker. So now only one jammer on track. Making it a power jam, but also Skunk and Jamsey is sent to the penalty box. That means as soon as she sits down, exterminate is released, and then there's a power jam in favor of the Aces of Pain. But exterminate has probably reached the maximum of penalties because it's kept to the side there. That means there's no jammer for the Aces of Pain at this moment, and thus Skunk and Jamsey is released from the penalty box. So the rest of this jam will be a power jam for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers, and let's see if they can cash in on that. So let audience, make yourself heard. Help the Black Sheep Honey Rollers out. I know from my own experience it helps to hear cheers for you. So we have another sponsor that we would like to thank.
And that would be Turn Left, in case you want more options to buy your skates. They are now online and appointments only. They know exactly what you need to skate fast and turn left.
There's an official timeout there, a little bit of confusion and a discussion between officials, probably to make sure that that foul out at that point was handled correctly by the officials and the teams.
But right now might actually be a good moment to talk about how international the team is. You might be wondering why we are speaking in English, and that is because Derby is such an international sport that English has become our de facto language. You can even look at our dancing lineup from the Aces of Pain right now. We see representatives from Russia, Portugal, Australia, and one from the Netherlands.
And this is a nice tribute to the non-skating officials. Please, I want a really nice cheer and applause for the skating and non-skating officials. Without officials, we cannot play this lovely game. They keep us safe and honest. Fair and honest, let's put it like that. So, Pussy Riot passes that last line of defense and is a leading jammer for the Aces of Pain. Buckingham in the pack there, fights it out, but is forced to go over the line, having some momentum, and again, Nuclear tries to stop Buckingham, but Buckingham continues on. One scoring pass and a call off by Pussy Riot. 5 points added to the score of the Aces of Pain.
Anybody from the Honey Rollers sitting on the floor? Do you know if Buckingham has like a figure skating background? We see a lot of beautiful agility from her lovely footwork.
Know your teammates. Know your teammates. Okay, on the track, the reckoning has become lead jammer already while we were trying to find some info. Megan Singh. I think it's the first time jamming for Megan Singh. And the reckoning back for a second scoring pass. And successfully finishes that scoring pass and calls off the jam. Really nicely done. Pushed through that wall and calls it off.
Nice work from the Honey Rollers as well. Interesting to see they're mixing up their jammers.
A little over 21 minutes left in this game. And jamming for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers is Duncan Jamsey again. Against the hard limit lead jammer for the team in blue. Jupiler being that annoying blocker all the time. You gotta pass in. I try to be nice. And the Skunk and Jamsey again has to fight it out with the hard limit gets through for scoring pass. And when you think you're safe out of the pack, you need to race out of the pack because somebody like Jupiler can still catch you. One of those quick skaters. And with a little help from one of our medics, hopefully that skater is going to be alright very soon. That is one of the reasons why we always have 2 medics available during a game. Because it is a sport, a contact sport on wheels. You know, accidents can happen. I'm not going to talk about this any longer, otherwise I will jinx it. Yeah, I'm currently recovering from my own injuries. That's why we're announcing. So, jamming again, Megan Singh for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers.
Versus Capital K. I think this is the first time we see her jamming this game. Is that right? Yeah.
I do think so.
She's like mostly the pivot. And we didn't see any star passes.
Oh, beautiful blocking there by Furby, but is getting a penalty for it. But also the jammer in the box now, so this is
A power jam.
And as some people know, I say power jam. Confusion, at least for me, what happened there. And Megan Singh through, that was her initial pass still, so now on her way to put points on the board. And but there's
Either the first point she puts on the board for the Honey Rollers, second time jamming.
and Capital K now also through for a second scoring pass. Oh, and it's a hard fight there. Megan Singh pushes through. Oh, on hands and knees. Megan saying using Lucky Lady a little bit. Multiplayer block call on Gillyweed. 3 points in that scoring pass for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. 9 against 5 in this jam. 9 against 8.
No, from the Honey Rollers.
I'm always faster than the scorekeepers.
It always takes a moment for the score to update because the jammer refs have to communicate the points to the keepers, and then scorekeepers have to announce it to the scoreboard.
Yeah. So you see a lot of people in black and white stripes. They are the skating officials, the referees, and then we have some people in black. They are the non-skating officials. They keep the data. They keep the time and the data of this game. Which penalties are made, which skaters are on track, making sure that everything still goes fair and square.
We also have medics, we have people to fix the track. It takes a lot of people to organize a derby game. So if you want to start skating, you can always join the freshman period, but you can also join derby by helping out at one of our games.
That's okay. Getting 2 points on the board now for the Aces of Pain. Jamming again. With help from her blockers, and Stuck and Jamsey still fighting against that defense of Aces of Pain. We are halfway to second period, 15 minutes left in this game. And we do see people getting a little bit more tired. I can see it. Can you see it?
Yes, but they're still putting up a good fight and they can relax at the after party, which is tonight at the stage.
And there you are allowed to drink alcohol. Here it is appreciated if you do not bring any alcohol inside, or at least consume it. Don't show it. Have like a coffee mug filled with something else. We don't know, but you have to buy the coffee mug first at the merch stand. So, reckoning is Lee Jammer, and now on the scoring pass, but also on the scoring pass, Megan Singh. And the reckoning being pulled back there by number 970. 1970, Derby Harry. Oh, jumping jack. And the reckoning is having a little bit more trouble than before.
Strong ball from the Honey Roller.
So Honey, yeah. Oh, and reckoning falling again. Both jammers out at the same time. So a 4-4 jam and a call off.
Unfortunately, we cannot serve alcohol today because the canteen is closed and our alcohol license is limited. But if you want to buy alcohol another time, you would recommend Norse, a craft beer shop in The Hague with 300 different beers from around the world.
And we thank them for sponsoring this event.
I think even donating some raffle prizes. So buy your raffle tickets.
With beer. And Lee Jammer, finally again a Lee Jammer for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers in the name of Buckingham, but Hard Limit not very far behind. So let's see what the blockers can do with this. And Hard Limit passes 2 blockers.
the scorekeeper, the referees discussing how many lappers they saw the Honey roller pass to determine how many points they will get.
0. Big fist in the sky. So those two people in the middle there, with standing next to the jammers, are the jam refs. The jammer refs. They only follow the jammers, and then you have the other refs that follow the pack, and they look for fair play, of course, and they are very aware of the rules. Not all skaters are aware of all the rules, or are able to stick within the rules, because sometimes you just can't help it. So fair play, you cannot use your hands and your arms to get through. You cannot use any part of your leg beneath halfway your thigh. So you're mostly making contact with your upper body, met je romp. And so initiating contact and receiving contact is mostly on the upper body. If you're not doing that, then you risk a penalty.
Nice pushing there from Sophie.
Second jam in a row now again for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers lead jammer. Stunken Jamsy now, trying to put some more points on the board for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. Lucky Lady and Beauty Case trying very hard to keep points being scored, but 4 points each. So no difference in point differential, but 226 points against 65 is on the board.
We've seen 2 lead jams already from the Honey Rollers. Can they do it a third time? Let's hear your support. Thankfully, we still have 11 more minutes. Let's see if they can get at least 3 times in a row.
Pussy Riot already won. Whoa!
Unfortunately, no merch today from the Honey Rollers. You have to show your support by cheering for them. However, there is merch from the Parliament of Spain, including handmade and hand-screen printed accessories owned by skater Judy Gonzalez, also one of our supporters. So thank you.
And next up, the Reckoning and Buckingham, and the Reckoning right on that inside line stays inbound and is the jammer. But Buckingham is also fighting hard and now finishes her initial pass about half a lap behind. Ooh! Just at that last moment, he loses his balance.
Oh, but some points from the Honey Rollers.
Yeah, all blockers passed. 4 points added to the score of the Black Sheep Honey Rollers. No points there, or no, still waiting for 3 points for the Aces of Pain. So a 1-point win for the Black Sheep Honey Rollers, even though they were not lead. Yay! 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 And it seems like Hard Limit and the Reckoning are the only jammers at this moment for the Aces of Pain. But also Buckingham! Oh, that was fast enough to just get in front of Hard Limit.
Lead jammer status for the Honey Rollers.
And a call off there. Oh, now around from last jam. Payback. 8 minutes and a half left on the clock. Ooh, 2 points. 2 points for the Asian team.
Maybe we should stop announcing the points.
No, there was one blocker in the penalty box, so that was the so-called ghost point added, and not track points, right? Yeah. And the jammer for capital. Duncan Janzi also finishing her initial pass, about a third lap behind. Capital K entering the pack, calling off the jam. Was there any passing of blockers?
Interesting to see that we've not seen any star passes this game. Not at all.
Yeah,
First time I see a game without a star pass.
was waiting to explain it to people who have never seen one, but when you don't see one and you explain it, it's even weirder, so let's not.
I feel like as a scorekeeper, there's always a star pass and I always miss it, and then when I don't think there's none.
Pussy Riot jamming for the Aces of Pain, and Buckingham jamming for Electric Honey Rollers. Pussy Riot out first, lead jammer. Oh, Buckingham gets UP led in her side.
With excellent agility for Buckingham and the rest.
And one scoring pass for Pussy Riot, while Buckingham trying to finish her initial pass, but again, Euclid trying to get a low five from Buckingham, but Buckingham is too focused right now, Euclid. This is like her second game.
She's been jamming a lot, 1 in 3 almost. It's exhausting.
Sometimes 1 and 2, I think.
Normally I aim for 1 in 4, 1 in 5. As a jammer, ideally.
I've done 1 and 2. In a very hot hall in Switzerland. And with only 7 blockers. 6 blockers, I think. That was a good game. It's fun! And it's fun on the track with Gilly Weed and Megan Sane. And then there's, of course, also blockers on the track, but they're always a little bit more difficult to call. The jammer for Gilly Weed. And Viking Furby showing some really nice blocking again. Seems very comfortable in that backwards blocking. And Megan Sane trying to get some help from Yona Anaconda.
Power jam, but this time in favor of the Honey Roller. She's going to have to fight it out for 2 full minutes. Hopefully we get to see some points. Oh, and she still becomes lead, I think. Nope, it's not.
No lead assist, so this is going to be a 2-minute jam.
Good chance to put on some extra points on the board for the Honey Roller. And she puts 5 points on the scoreboard.
And of course, this is what the Black Sheep Honey Rollers want. Some more points, maybe reach that 100-point mark. And Gilly Weed back from the penalty box. Now trying to get through that wall. Oh, with destruction of the pack called on the reckoning. The second penalty box, 30 seconds, sit down. Megan Sane through for another 5 points, and Gilly Weed back around for another scoring pass as well. And that's the end of 2-minute jam. Another 2 points for the Aces of Pain in that scoring pass makes this a 7-5 jam, or 79, no? Yeah? timeout in the second period. They already took 2. Black Sheep Honey Rollers did not take any timeouts yet. So a moment to catch their breath before the last few jams.
Yes, and both teams are playing with only 11 players, so they're going on more often than you would hope if you're playing, actually. So it's exhausting.
Oh my god!
A team can bring a maximum of 15 players to a game, and when they play a tournament, they can bring 20 but still play 15 per game. They can have a maximum of 4 coaches at their bench, and with then 7 referees and 10 NSOs, you have a lot of people already just playing the game. So we're really happy with you here, audience! Yay! It's not always easy to get audience in, especially when you don't know the sport yet. So keep telling people in your own network, come watch a game. There will be another event right before Christmas, organized by Parliament of Pain.
Yes, it is our legendary mixed Christmas scrimmage. You can sign up as a skater as well. Roller derby is actually the fastest growing sport in the Netherlands, and by coming to watch, you are a part of that.
So Hard Limit has become the jammer, and he's around for scoring pass, calls off the jam after that first scoring pass, keeping 4 points added, 2-5-7 against 7-8 on the board, 2 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock. A couple jams left, people, so cheer for your team.
The Aces of Pain are starting with 2 blockers in the box.
Go, go, go!
Buckingham, is she able to capitalize on that? Yes, lead jammer for Buckingham. And Aces of Pain losing another blocker to the penalty box. Capital K now also out. Only 1 blocker to pass for Buckingham. And Buckingham through. 4 points with that last blocker passed while down.
Go, 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 go!
And again, Buckingham passes all the blockers, but Capital K is also on her way for a second scoring pass. And Buckingham finds 5-foot Kirby. Oh, 2 jammers in that turn there, dropping to the floor on each other a little bit. Oh, and that is a penalty for Capital K. Full penalty box for the Aces of Pain at the end of this jam. And the next jam will start with only 1 jammer on track.
So that's a nice strategy from the Honey Rollers to call off the jam right when the other jammer sends the box to give them 30 seconds to take the lead. Let's see if they can hit the 100 points. You think they can do it?
Who scored 100 points for the Honey Sheep Rollers? Yes! Let's cheer them on to reach the 100-point mark! Oh, now Duncan Jansi is speeding up out of that pack, so you cannot catch him. And with Duncan Jansi around again. Oh, just in time, almost stayed on the track there, risking a cutting the track penalty. But Duncan Jansi was aware enough to go back, maybe with a little bit of help from the bench. And oh, Capital K back to the penalty box. Oh, so it's still a power jam for Ramsey calls off the jam, putting 4 points on the board, staying just 7 points away from that 100-point mark. It is the unofficial final score, and it's unofficial because there are still some things to check, some I's to dot, some T's to cross.
Beautiful game played by both teams. No injuries, so.
With for both teams, their second game, I am impressed what they're showing here. And I could also see a lot of development during the game, getting more awareness of what is happening on track and getting fiercer in the game. That's the final score.
261 points to Ace of Spades and 93 points to the Black Sheep Honey Roller.
And if you want to, you can come down and place yourself along the track. It's a great tradition. Please come down. Derby tradition to get a hand from these marvelous skaters.
Come down, come down. And congratulate your favorite people in person.
If you have any people you know skating in this game, do come down and do the derby ritual. And place yourself around the track, stick out 1 or 2 hands, and get a nice sweaty hand slap.
Sweaty hand slap.
So while you're down here, you can also immediately buy your raffle tickets and Chuck a Duck and merch.
And again, we would like to thank all people involved in organizing this game, and especially the officials, medics, and volunteers helping with the track and selling merch, organizing everything. So yes, place yourself around the track, zoek een plekje langs die zwart-gele lijn en touch roller derby awesomeness. Oké, er zijn nu genoeg mensen beneden.